So I'd like to call the March 8th, 2022 meeting of the Winchester Board of Education to order at 7 o'clock. And let's begin this evening with the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Can we do the roll, please, beginning with you, Doc?
Dick Dutton, Board of Education.
Renee Waldron, Board of Education.
Nora McCarskey, Board of Education.
Who started this Board of Education?
I don't
We're all on the board. That's why we're here.
Thing, man. Don't ask me.
So break it. Just
Doug
say your name.
Fenninger.
Melanie Brady Shanley.
That's right, yeah.
Jeanette Broder.
Clearly.
Sandra Strubar.
Tori LaVetri.
Cheryl McGlynn.
Okay, thank you. So we have one absence this evening. I don't know if Kristen will be late, but she's the only one we're missing at the moment. Agenda review. Do we have some changes or additions to the agenda?
Proposal.
Okay.
So I'd like to propose under new business and possible action, the consideration of a sole source vendor for our HVAC project at the Pearson School. We would need a motion. Well, that is the motion. There would need to be a second.
No, I would make the motion to add that, right?
Yep.
And then Doc, you want to second that?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. All in favor of adding that to the agenda? Thank you.
And Barb, that goes under new business, possible action.
Anything else from the board? I have one other item I would like to add, and that is the discussion of resumption of contract discussions with Gilbert. And I would like that under discussion. Let's see, what would that be? Discussion.
Board discussion.
Yeah, board discussions. So that would be my motion. Would there be a second to that?
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor? Okay, thank you, that's unanimous. Anything under agenda review? Anything else? Okay, let's move on.
Wait, can I just say something?
Sure.
I don't know if this falls under it, but there was a correction on, I think, I can't tell what page it is, but it said the survey that was sent out, that there were 108 responses, and 61 said they would prefer to wear a mask at school, but I think it was not to wear a mask, right, out of the teachers?
Not.
Right.
Yes.
So that would be a correction right there.
So that'll come under consent items, number 7.
Great, thank you.
Okay. Comments from the chair. In our last meeting, you'll recall that the request was made that I meet with Holly Cassidy, the chair of the Gilbert School Board, which Melanie and I did with Greg Chagru. I'd like to talk about that a little bit farther under item number 8, Gilbert Report from Board of Education Representative, but I want everybody to know that that discussion did take place, and I'll give you a little bit more background on that at that time. Moving on to presentations, I don't see any this evening.
We do not have a presentation, but if you'd like me to review the request document for special education fiscal year 22 budget and resources, I can do that now.
Why don't you do it under your report?
Okay.
Under your report. Public comment. I have to read this little boilerplate, so please bear with me. The Winchester Board of Education welcomes you to its business meeting. There are 2 times during the meeting set aside to hear your comments from the public. It is listed on the agenda you received upon entering the meeting room and should be limited to agenda items. We would appreciate your adherence to the following rules and guidelines. Complete the requested information on the sign-in sheet if you wish to speak. State your name and your address when called upon to speak. Address your comments to the chairperson. Please do not mention the name of any specific person. As a matter of law, individuals have the right to be present, and discussions of this type must take place in executive sessions. Please state your thoughts, concerns, or questions clearly and concisely to ensure that other citizens have an opportunity to comment and that the board members can complete their work at a reasonable hour. We ask that you limit your comments to 3 minutes. It is not the practice of the board to respond to dialogue from the floor at the meeting. The board has instructed the superintendent of schools to prepare an appropriate response in a timely fashion. Commentary should only be made during public comment. No commentary will be permitted during the regular business meeting. To be sure that your concern or statement gets proper attention, it may be in your best interest to speak to a building administrator or the superintendent of schools before making a presentation to the board. The superintendent has assured us that she will keep us informed of questions and concerns that are brought to her attention from the community and will inform us of the actions she may have taken. We hope that you enjoy your time with us and you will find it informative. So, that being said, is there anyone here this evening who would like to address the board? Is there any public comment? Going 3 times, public comment opportunities. Okay, being none, we will move on to consent agenda. And we have 3 items on the consent agenda, and I think, Sandra, you already pointed out that there was one discrepancy you wanted to rectify.
Yes. I don't know what page this is, though. Let's see. 5, 6, 7. Page 7. So that should just be corrected to, would be fair to not wear masks at school. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. It says there that the survey said 61%. It should be, said they would prefer to not wear a mask. Not wear a mask, yeah. Can I ask a question, too, about something on this page?
Sure.
I know that we had said, when we last met, that the decision of the bus, this falls under,
Federal.
oh, it does fall under federal.
It's federal,
Okay.
but TSA has lifted the bus mask mandate as of, I would say, about a week ago off the top of my head. So our students do not have to wear masks on the bus. It's optional, just the same as it is in the school district now.
And then my only other question is on page 6, where we're talking about number 12, number 12 there, and it says the grant is 15 to 20
Can you
years.
speak up on that?
Yeah.
I can't hear.
Okay, yes, let me
Use the
use this.
microphone.
See, I'm so used to not talking about a mask. Let's see, it says Gilbert doesn't own the property, and they are the designated high school. Is it supposed to be
The school corp,
or have we made that designation yet?
they are right now the designated high school
Okay.
in our legislative agreement.
All right. Those were my 3 questions.
Those were questions or,
Well,
Re-
2 were a question and 1 was a correction.
okay.
I have a correction to make. On page 6, under item 12, to change DES, I think, to DAS.
That's a good point. Thank you for that. Jeanette?
I'd like to make a correction as well. Page 4, item, it's right after item 6. Her last name is Charette. Virginia Schultz Charette. It's not Cruddle.
Oh, Virginia?
Yeah,
Virginia Schultz. How do you spell that, do you know?
I'm gonna double check.
Well, then, and then it's not Luigi Martinez, it's Louisa.
All right, so what is Virginia's name?
Hang on, I'm gonna look it up. It is Charette, so it is SHULTZ,
Slow down, Chris. SHU
LTZ
LTZ.
hyphen
Yep.
CHARETTE.
AR. Okay. And how about, is it Louisa?
Yes,
Louisa.
Louisa. And it might be actually with a Z, I'm not sure. Louisa, Luiza. I'm not
CA,
sure of
okay.
that, though.
All right.
She's
But I know
also,
it's not Luigi.
she's also mentioned on page 8 because she did come back
Oh,
afterwards and speak again.
Okay, so we made that correction. Barb, did you capture all of those? Good. Any other changes?
That's what I can see.
All right, so I'm going to try to simplify this. We have several corrections that have been